Well, it's time to catch up with the business. Aaron is with us now, talking about Alibaba today, Aaron.
Yep, Luce, talking about, starting with Alibaba, or then also talking about jobs of the future, Luce. It's a fascinating subject, but let's start, hello there. China has proven, we know this, a particular sort of tough nut to crack when you want to do business there, especially, of course, for foreign companies who want to enter that market. But now, the biggest e-commerce company in the world, we are talking about a biggie, it's right behind me, Alibaba. It's lending a hand. The company said that it will partner up with up to 50 international tech businesses to help them enter China's $465 billion market. It's a biggie, isn't it? Hey, let's speak to a familiar face. Chris Roebuck is a visiting professor at the Cass Business School and advises companies wanting to do business in China and joins us. Hey, Chris, always good to see you. Hey, let's start with this. I mean, Alibaba is, and again, for the uninitiated, and maybe people have heard more and more of this company because we always say it is China's PayPal, eBay and Amazon combined in one company. Yeah. It's a beauty. But why? Why would it want to help other tech companies enter China?
On the basis that it's an absolutely massive market. If they're in the market and it's their home market, let's be perfectly blunt, if you know people from the outside have a service that the market is going to need in the future, you'd be mad not to offer a deal whereby you can get a cut of the action in terms of helping them in.
Okay, smart move by them then, I can only imagine. Let's talk about the tough market that is China. I mean, because we have seen many come and many fail, and they've either sold up to a Chinese partner or they've exited the market altogether. The latest example would have been the car-sharing service, Uber, right? Yep. It couldn't crack it by itself, so it sold up to Xi Jinping or whatever, I can't even forget the name. But it's just the companies enter that market not realising how tough it is.
Yeah, any organisation that wants to expand into any market anywhere has got sort of technical and regulatory barriers to getting in, but there's also cultural barriers. And what happens is organisations think about the technical and regulatory, but they don't think enough about the cultural. And it's normally the cultural that actually kills off the goose that lays the golden egg. If you look at financial services, when the financial services were sort of slightly deregulated in China, all the big investment banks and other players thought, oh yeah, this is great, this is going to be easy, etc. And many of them absolutely underestimated the difficulty of the market and they had to retrench and pull back. In the end, I think the issue with China is that A, because it's a big market, you can't just bulldoze it like you could in a small market. B, the cultural issues are really, really deep there in terms of how China interacts with Westerners. And many Chinese business people have said to me that they sometimes feel that there's an element of intellectual arrogance that comes across from Westerners sometimes about actually, you know, we know best and we're showing you how to do it.
Yeah, no, indeed. You know, Chris, I was just in Beijing about 3 weeks ago, and it's a mind-blowing place. You know, it is like taking a step into the future. And so if you had a company and you want to enter the market, you think, you know, you've got to give it a go. You've got to try to get that market. But for China, I mean, China's got big companies like Alibaba, but China just can't survive on Chinese companies. It does need foreign companies in there, doesn't it?
Absolutely, but that's also part of the sort of gambling nature of the way the Chinese play negotiations in terms of, you know, they want to give you the impression that you need them more than they need you. It's classic negotiation, but certainly in this global world, particularly the digital and e-commerce world, everybody needs everybody else, and if you're going to keep expanding and growing, you know, I've spoken to Chinese business people from small organisations, even to the Chinese space programme, and they've been told by the government, you need to start looking outside as well as inside.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, Chris, always a pleasure, mate. We appreciate your time. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Chris Roebuck joining us there. Hey, stay with us on BBC World News.